So what's going on, you guys? Welcome back. I know we've had a bit of a struggle with videos lately because we had to cancel stuff due to inclement weather. As you guys can see, Winter Storm Diego came through, left us a nice little present. This is pretty much going to be melted up today, but we did get about 1 to 2 inches of ice and snow mix. But anyways, we're back. A quick shout out to all you guys who have subscribed. We just hit 300 subscribers about a week ago, so thank you guys so much for that. It's been a very slow, painstaking process, but you guys keep driving my watch time on my videos. You keep subscribing. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Also, I want to give a real quick shout out to Prohibition Hot Rod and Moonshine Festival for sharing our video onto their official fan page. That was totally awesome, totally unexpected, but thank you guys so much for that. It means the world to us. Now, on to the main part of the video. So, as you guys know, roughly about a year ago, I made a video about managing the team, and it was pretty much basically how I managed ThreeZero Racing. Well, I wanted to make an updated version because now obviously we have a rat rod division. We're a lot more serious with our sponsors and stuff like that. So I wanted to take you guys pretty much through maybe not necessarily what a normal day is, but what today's going to be. I have a lot of things I need to do inside the house. I'm also not feeling very well, so I just really want to get a video out for you guys so I didn't leave you hanging until whenever we go to Holland Steel Customs, which is coming up soon. Also, we're planning on pulling the engine out of the race car, and I'll talk about that in a little bit later. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys can tell in front of me, and if you watch the videos, you know we're in the middle of our build season. So my house pretty much becomes a parts collection warehouse. I like to get everything together before I start building, so that way I have an idea of what I need and what I don't need. And I don't just, I don't have to sit there and wait too long on shipping for parts, but right here in front of me, in this box, we have the new tailpiece, we have a new nose piece, new rocker panels, which you guys, again, if you watch the live stream, you'll know that I've had these in my house for quite some time, but these aren't the only parts that I have to order. So, as far as the rest of the body components, such as the sheet metal, I won't actually buy the sheet metal until I'm on the way to my chassis builder to drop my car off, because he literally lives like 2 minutes from the race shop. So I pretty much leave that till the last minute. I'm not too worried about it. They're like never out of stock. One day that may come back and bite me, but who knows. So anyways, what I have to do now, I have to order some new gaskets for our engine, because you guys know we struggled with our engine this year. I'm going to put all new bearings, new gaskets, everything in it. We actually also partnered up with 3D Racing Engines. They're going to help us with our engine. It's going to be fantastic. The guy's a really driven dude. He has a very bright future, and he's just so on top of his game, and it's awesome. So we're definitely looking forward to working with 3D Racing Engines this year. But now, on to usually what I spend the majority of my time on, and that is pretty much writing everything down that I need to do, and this is pretty much my cheat sheet on planning and whatnot. I write down my ideas here. Sorry, my cat is going crazy right now. I just gave her some catnip. She's going nuts. Now, I want to reiterate something here. You don't have to do this to run a race team. You can pretty much just order parts that you need, work on it when you can, and show up to the racetrack. But because we pretty much are paid to race by our sponsors, we have to take things a little bit more seriously. We also want to take this as far as we can, because when I made the previous video managing the team, I never really saw how far we could take it until now. So we're working towards progressing our team, progressing ThreeZero Racing, and seeing where that takes us. So just keep this in mind. You do not have to do this, but it helps to kind of keep things organized, planned out, so there's no surprise calls, there's no surprise things that need to be done on the car. If you're running a YouTube channel, same thing. You kind of have an idea what you want to put out for content, and I'll talk about that later. Okay, so I've pretty much talked about rebuilding the engine and whatnot, and on my list here at one point was to replace the rear axle housing, because if you guys watched I believe it was the top 5 video, you understand that we have a bent rear axle and it's causing some issues, but just due to time constraints right now and where we need to put our money, I've had to make the decision, and you'll face these decisions all the time, but I've had to make the decision motor takes top priority because I can still run on the rear axle I have. It's not the greatest setup, but it will work. But I need to spend my money in the motor because it's really piss poor, it's tired, there's not a lot of horsepower in it, and that's what was hurting us last year. And now that I've kind of developed as a driver, I feel like I can handle some more power. So we need to shift our attention to that. We need to forget about the rear axle housing. We'll come back to it. If we have leftover money, we'll obviously replace it and go from there. But because they are so expensive, obviously I don't want to just buy it and then not have any money left over to work on our engine like we planned. So that's just one of the big decisions I had to make. It sucks, but you have to make these decisions. So the next thing, if you guys remember in the Managing the Team video a year ago, I talked about communicating with your sponsors. Now, because of the wonderful technologies of having email on your phone and everything else, obviously I don't have to actually go to an office, sit down in front of a computer, check emails and whatnot. You're not going to communicate with your sponsors every single day. Usually not too bad to kind of talk, especially in the race season, maybe like once a week, tell them what's going on, tell them kind of what happened. It builds a pretty good, strong relationship between you and your sponsor, which we are so lucky to have. But now I pretty much, I'm going to go call Anderson Platforms on possibly doing a giveaway of one of their t-shirts because they were nice enough to hook us up with official Anderson t-shirts and whatnot that we actually wear to represent Anderson, and depending on what they say, we will pass that along to you guys to where you guys can get you a free t-shirt. That's something, it's twofold. One, we help our sponsors out, and also we're going to get you guys involved and help you guys out and interact with you a little bit more, because that's the big thing on YouTube, is interacting with our subscribers, because we love you guys. You guys are what makes us us. All right, thank you. Bye. So guys, just got off the phone with Anderson. They are totally down with giving away some t-shirts, but I think we're also going to give away some sheet metal too. So that's another thing with ThreeZero Racing. We want to give back to you guys. So not only did we contact our sponsors, let them know what we're doing, it's building the relationship, we're also going to hook you guys up with some ThreeZero gear. Okay guys, so that's pretty much going to do it for the race car. The only other thing that I will do today is kind of pick a day for when I need to pull the engine out. I usually try to plan a day that it's going to be somewhat decent weather, because I don't want my guys to be freezing. So I'm aiming for Friday of this week to start pulling the engine out, which means that I have to get all my camera equipment together so we can film that. And so yeah, that's pretty much going to take care of the race car for today. Now on to the other half of ThreeZero Racing. So next thing is pretty much taking care of the rat rod. Now the good thing is this is pretty much a side of ThreeZero Racing. There's no dates that it has to be finished by, or anything like that. At most we'll pick a car show and then we'll just get it cleaned up the day before or a couple days before and park it. So there's real no stress with this other than trying to find parts for a rat rod, which is kind of a pain, but nonetheless I'll explain to you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so as you can see, I have my handy dandy notebook here and my ink stick, and basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going to try to get a part number off of the starter that's on this rat rod, because I want to do more work to the ignition system. As you guys know, I use this vehicle year round, so cold, everything. Now the only issue I'm having is pretty much this thing struggles to start up in cold weather, so I'm going to try to see if I can find a little bit better starter to put on it. I'm also going to put a different battery in it. Now I know this old equipment here, obviously it needs to get warm before it can run well, but I'm going to try to do everything I can to help it along. So I'll show you guys why. It's roughly about 35, 36 degrees outside right now, and I'll show you guys why I want to do what I want to do. So as you guys can hear, this thing does struggle. It will start to turn over after a while, but it's really dragging. So I want to see if I can at least get a part number off the starter and maybe do a little bit of cross-referencing and see if there's maybe like a little bit better starter for this engine. Now I know this is 1950s technology, so I may just put a new starter on it or a direct replacement, but if I can find an aftermarket one, I probably will install that one. And I'm thinking maybe an Optima red top for the battery, because right now it's using a generic battery. I don't know how old the battery is. I should probably go check, but I need to replace that as well. Now, I just want you guys to know that the reason I keep coming up with projects for my rat rod, one, I absolutely love working on my rat rod. I love learning new things about it and myself, and working on that thing is a great way to do that. So basically, as you guys know, I bought this thing, it was pretty much done, and I added a few touches myself, but I also like upgrading stuff. And a big issue with these rat rods are, and especially the way I bought it, is I didn't really know what the parts were. So 90% of my time with this rat rod is spent searching for parts that will actually fit. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I do get the enjoyment out of the upgrades, plus it makes it run better, so on and so forth, and that's my ultimate end goal. It's not going to be a burn them down rat rod. One of those is to come, but I will talk about future plans here in the next little bit. But basically right now, I'm going to look for a starter and see if I can get a good half-decent price on an Optima red top battery, because I do know they are quite expensive. But I also try to plan my videos around my projects, and because of this YouTube channel, it keeps me moving with my projects. I don't sit there and let it sit for a long time. I'm always upgrading something. One, because I want to get good content out to you guys, but also it's for my enjoyment as well, and I love sharing my passion of hot rods and rat rods with you guys. So I'm about to eat lunch now. It's about 11:30. Now what I will do while I'm eating lunch and watching TV is I'll get on my phone here and I'll get on Facebook and I'll try to find some car shows that we really want to go to. Now, as you guys know, I kind of bought the rat rod to make it a road trip vehicle, not necessarily just solely around here doing car shows and whatnot, but actually like to get out and go travel and go do some events. Prohibition was a great example of that. We drove 2 hours to this event, had a blast, drove by. It was just so much fun. So now we're starting to push the boundaries. We plan on going to Run to the Sun, which is in Myrtle Beach. So I'm really looking forward to that, but I'll try to find some cool hot rod, rat rod events going on around this area a little bit further and kind of make my plans accordingly. Obviously, I have to do some serious maintenance to the rat rod before we go on one of those trips, because it is a piece of 1940s equipment, so kind of finicky. But anyways, that's what I'll usually do during lunch. So as far as vehicles go, that's pretty much it. That's really all there is to it. It's just basically making sure the race car is going to be done in time for the 2019 race season, make sure sponsors are happy, make sure you have everything you need. As far as the rat rod, make sure it's everything you want, because that's what rat rodding about. That's what it's about to me. It's just a really fun, enjoying time. Now, because we are going to do a giveaway, I'm actually going to film that real quick, and then I'll show you guys kind of what I do after shooting a video, which is pretty much solely editing. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll go from there. So the last thing I'm going to do, I just finished filming the subscriber giveaway video, and it didn't take me 4 tries at all to get it right, because I kept stumbling over words and whatnot. But now I'm going to edit the video. Most of my time is spent editing videos with the ThreeZero team, because obviously we do the YouTube channel as well, so obviously this is a major part of it, editing and whatnot. Normally it takes me about 2 hours to edit like a full-length ThreeZero video, which is about 14-15 minutes. This one, because it's like going to be a 2-minute video, it's only going to probably take me about 20 minutes to edit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and I'll see you guys at the end of it. So that took me about 30 minutes to edit. Really not too bad, just a few things here and there, like, you know, adding in a little special effects stuff, whatnot, special effects. But anyways, as far as editing, that's really all there is to it. I mean, I do want to progress and get better at my editing and my camera shooting. Obviously, I need a better camera, since we are taking this more serious now. But that's a funding issue, really. But yeah, that's all there really is to editing. It's kind of a long process, but it can make or break your videos. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning the ropes. But as far as the YouTube channel goes, I will probably check some analytics, just like watch times and whatnot, and see where we're having our most success. And I'll probably look at some more comments. I try to respond to most of the comments, just to let you guys know that I am reading the comments. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. I'm going to get this exported, and then I'm going to edit this video, get this one out tomorrow, and then get this one out the next day. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and as always, we will see you in the next video.